everybody? My name is What's Wrong, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, indeed, we are discussing the now probably is a fair way to describe it, the cult classic that is Spongebob Battle for Bikini Bottom Rehydrated. Now, of course, if you're thinking like right now, what the heck is that? Well, it's actually a brand new, or I guess a remaster of the original Battle for Bikini Bottom video game, which was, at this point, I think it really is treated like a cult classic. A lot of people look back on that game very fondly, deservedly so, because it was an actually excellent game. Like, it was a good game outside of being a game that's based on an IP. Oftentimes, whenever we get games that are based on something else, they tend to be kind of terrible, to be quite honest. This is not the case. This game actually was a great game, and now it's getting a remaster, and that is definitely very, very cool. Now, a part of this remaster, we're going to run through a lot of the details that have been revealed this past week for the game, which is very, very cool because there's a lot of details that have come out for this game. So I guess let's begin first and foremost with some of the new pics that were released for the game. There were 22 images that have been released, just showcasing different areas of the game and kind of the HD or the remaster update. I will say that the game does seem a little bit empty by today's standards. I think that Spyro Reignited Collection had kind of a similar feel where it seemed like, okay, well, it looks from the pictures a little bit empty, as though there's almost like too much on the horizon and not enough going on the screen. But I will tell you, having replayed the Spyro Collection on the channel, which by the way you can check out, I really did think that it was almost like refreshing to play a game that had so few elements, like just where you did not have to worry about 5 billion things going on. There's constantly some flashing lights, something everywhere. It's just a lot more of an enjoyable process to play through a game like this. So it's almost like in its simplicity, there's something that is very, 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 very fun. So I think that that is actually a good thing for this game. I think the game itself looks tremendously good as far as the remasters. It looks like they did rebuild the levels for how they were done before, but it does not mean that we're not going to be getting new elements with this game. So obviously we're going to run through some of the details for that as well. So let's go on ahead and discuss some of the actual information. I guess the first thing we can talk about is the release date, which we still don't know, even though literally this past week we got the reveal of the brand new collector's edition, or they call it the fun edition. So I think that it's cool that we're getting these reveals, but I'd really like to get a firm understanding of when the heck is this game coming out, because we actually got the reveal for, or the announcement, I guess, of this game back in June of 2019, and then we do know that the game is coming out in 2020. We just don't have any idea as to when exactly in 2020, so hopefully we'll get some sort of a time frame soon enough so that we can actually be a little bit more, I guess, prepared as far as like, hey, is this game coming out in like late 2020 when the PlayStation 5 is launching? And if that's the case, we obviously know that the announcements for the platforms on this game have been confirmed, like the Nintendo Switch, Xbox One, PlayStation 4, and the PC, which is cool, so you can play it on whatever console of your choosing. However, if it comes out way back in the end of 2020, I don't think that would be a great thing, because you'd be competing with PlayStation 5 games at that point, unless if, of course, they have the plan to launch this thing on the PlayStation 5 as well, which I don't know how well that would sell, considering that there will be a lot of other priorities for gamers to pick up other titles on the PlayStation 5 or Xbox 2 or whatever it might be called. So with that in mind, I do think that it would be really cool if we got a reveal of the date. I want to hear from you. What do you think as far as the date? When do you think this game will launch? If I had to guess, I really do think it will be out in the first half of 2020. I think that the fact that they announced the collector's edition, plus furthermore, I think that you see games like Last of Us and Watch Dogs, and there's several different games, like Ubisoft has delayed a bunch of their games, so, and same thing goes with Last of Us 2. I think that it really does open up the first half of 2020 to now go on ahead and launch your games. So I really do think that there's a very good chance that we will see the launch of this Bikini Bottom, or Battle for Bikini Bottom Rehydrated, at some point in the first 3 months of the year 2020. Again, that's just my prediction. Now, it does seem like they do have some justified reasoning as to why this game is taking so long to come out, because it is kind of odd, to announce a remake essentially and then take a long time to actually launch the thing. But it seems like we're actually going to be getting some new things in this remake. So it's not just a remake where they took the original game that came out in, when was it, 2003, I think, or 2002? I think 2003. So they didn't just take that game, rebuild it with new assets and everything, and then like obviously higher resolution and textures. They didn't go on ahead and just do that, because we will be apparently getting some elements that were actually removed from the original game. So for example, the Robo Squidward boss fight that was removed, it will be in the game now. So I think that that's really cool that we're actually getting unique new content in this game. I think that's excellent. And then the other thing that was confirmed also was the fact that there will be a multiplayer mode added as well. So I think that that's cool. It does seem like at least we're not just getting a remake, but we're actually getting some extra features and some extra elements that weren't available in the original game, which I think is awesome. And hopefully they will, as we get closer to launch, announce some other things, like maybe some collectibles, or maybe they'll have like new costumes or skins for your characters so you can play as like different outfits of SpongeBob and Patrick and Sandy and so on and so forth, all the other characters from the SpongeBob world. Now, with that in mind, let's go on ahead and discuss this week's reveal, which was, of course, the Battle for Bikini Bottom Fun Edition, which is pretty cool looking, actually. So this is going to be the collector's edition for this game, and it will come along with 3 different figurines, or like little statues basically. And so you get a Sandy with like a lasso type thing, then you get SpongeBob with the golden spatula, and you get Patrick with the underwear covered watermelon. So that is very, very, very cool. In addition to that, of course, you get the game itself, which makes all the sense in the world. You get a set of key rings. There are 5 of them in the set, so I think that that's pretty cool. You will get 6 lithographs as part of this set as well. You get wall stickers. You get SpongeBob SquarePants tennis socks, which is like a bit of a head scratcher, but I guess it's just extra content or extra loot for you to collect and add to your SpongeBob collection. So overall, I would say that, again, if you're a fan of SpongeBob, many of us grew up with this cartoon, so I think that there's an element of nostalgia. Plus, again, it is an excellent game, or was an excellent game in 2003, so hopefully it will hold up and be fun to replay this title with higher resolution textures and such. And let me know in the comment section below if you're going to be picking up, or at least trying to pick up, this collector's edition, or the fun edition as it has been titled. Do you think that the loot that you get here is justified? Let me know down in the comment section below. Have an absolute fantastic day, guys. I'll see you all later, alligators.